Bachelor Nation, will you accept this rose? We love you. Love is in the air. It's magic. 'Cause love is on the air. On TV. So love is on the air. Podcast. It's a podcast. Podcast. Love is in the air. It's magic. 'Cause love is on the air. On TV. So love is on the air. A podcast. It's a podcast. Andy. Liv. Sarah. And Glenn. Bachelor Pod. It's the Bachelor Pod. It's a podcast about The Bachelor.
The Bachelor Pod starts now.
The fantasy suites have been sprayed with bodily fluids and the women have told all. That means it's time for another episode of The Bachelor Pod where we talk about the latest episode of The Bachelor.
Ew.
Yeah.
Whoa, mixed response on that.
I tried to rhyme something with pod there, improv style, but I couldn't find the word. I was going to say God. That didn't make sense, so I just cut it off, and I think it worked.
There's so many options.
I said ew because this is going to be gross, everybody, right off the top. I imagine them just spraying their bodily fluids everywhere and just like having a time.
Yeah. Well, that happened, I think.
But spraying it everywhere?
Pretty sure.
I think so.
I'm taking the opening very literally, as I do every week.
Exactly.
And you know what? I got some good response personally in and around the office from our sort of pro-swearing stance.
Okay.
I know early on in the pod we had a detractor, which maybe softened some of our language in the interim, but we're back, baby, and we're fucking swearing all pod long.
He didn't soften mine. He didn't like that I said pussy. But I say it as much as I want because you know what? I have a fucking pussy and I can say it whenever I want. Yeah. I'm sorry, everyone, right off the top.
Right off the top.
This is when your mom usually listens to the podcast.
That's right. That's fine. Hey, man, that's fine. She's a grown woman. She knows what's going on.
She's heard me say it. She's seen me naked on stage. I was holding my boobs and had
How are you there, Shirley?
And had a towel, so not naked, really.
But pretty naked.
Hey, man.
My cousin had to avert his eyes.
Well, that's fair enough. Guys, we're here. We're back. It's the Bachelor Pod.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to talk about The Bachelor this week because things are heating up on the show. And we mentioned this before, but it seems like The Bachelor is spreading. It feels like every week I'm meeting a new fan. And, personally, just to pat ourselves on the back, our pod's growing week in, week out. You guys have been live tweeting the shit out of it. It's been great for the West Coast fans. I think that's helped. And I think just generally the state of the pod, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Pat on our own backs.
You know what? This is like kind of a break in the season because we had Women Tell All. Although is Women Tell All usually coupled with an episode like that? It's not, right? It's usually its own thing.
Unconventional.
There's one extra episode this season, which was the hour one we had last week.
Right.
But usually in other years there used to be recap episodes. Remember?
Yeah, I think
true.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore because people are like, we don't need that.
Yeah.
It's
the show is a recap episode anyway.
Yeah,
exactly.
goddamn. During that Women Tell All, now let's take a journey back into Rachel. Each one of those was like 10 minutes.
And each one of those we fast forwarded.
Yeah, of course.
Because you just watched it.
We just watched it. And they show the wackiest moments, and the wackiest moments are the moments we remember.
Yeah.
You know
exactly.
Because they're
controversy,
wacky.
Wackiness.
I mean, I'll take some bloopers any day of the week.
Oh, bloopers! I'll take those all day. Half that
yeah.
show should be bloopers. Really, give me an hour of bloops.
Give me bloops.
Just quit cutting the bloops out. Leave them in the show. Maybe you'll increase the overall quality of the show, right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Speaking of the pod hitting its stride, sort of, we got our first sort of, I don't know if you call this fan mail, but our first pod advantage, which was we got sent some Cincinnati chili.
Yeah.
Liv and I were honored to be able to try. If you're watching on YouTube, we're wearing our official Gold Star chili shirts, and I think it's safe to say that Gold Star chili is the official chili of the Bachelor Pod.
I think that's safe to say at this point, for sure.
I've always wanted a chili to be my sponsor. Imagine being a runner and your sponsor was chili.
Yeah, that's great.
A runner?
Yeah, like a sportsman, and your actually they are sponsors to sportsmen, aren't they? The Tigers.
But yeah, you're right.
The
it would
Tigers,
be funny.
the Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, official chili, the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah,
I wonder how much they eat.
The Canadian Olympic team is sponsored by Stag Chili.
Whoa. Andy just showed everybody the Skype.
Huh?
The Skype came up in the window.
That's okay. No one can hear that.
I'm scared now.
Don't worry.
I
was searching because I wanted to
see some chili.
See some chili.
chili?
But no, we're good. The Food Hussy. That's who got us that.
Shout out Food Hussy Heather for hooking us up with some Cincinnati chili after we brought it up on air, and thanks to Mickey at Gold Star for hooking us up with that package. And you guys, you haven't got your chili yet. We got it safely stowed here. I can't wait for you to try it because it was great.
It's great.
I love chili. We've eaten a chili here that makes both of us immediately have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's a very good chili.
So good.
Needless to say, it's not the official chili of this pod, but and that's because it makes our butts explode immediately.
And I bet Gold Star doesn't make you do that. Did it make your butts explode?
We're gonna say it here first. Gold Star chili does not make your butt explode.
No,
so
and
go out and check it out.
I'm prone to butt explosions, and I had a full-on three-way, which is Cincinnati speak for spaghetti topped with Cincinnati chili and heaps of cheddar cheese, and my butt was fine.
Great.
Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait for my butt to be fine with spaghetti and chili and cheese.
You're gonna love it.
Gold Star chili, your butt will be fine.
We'll be fine.
And if it's not, we'll give you a T-shirt.
We'll give you several T-shirts.
We got a lot of teas. This one's 2 times too big for me, but
so we each have 2, and
not?
I'm putting mine up for Twitter raffle. So watch in the next week, and I'm going to ask everyone a question.
Ooh, I like that.
And then whoever answers will get their name put into a raffle. Who I will pick. I don't know how many of you are.
You should announce that on the air, like, because everyone listens to the show. Not everyone is necessarily on Twitter, right? So you want them to respond. After. So like you think of your contest and then announce it at the end of the show.
Okay, I'll think of a question and then I'll ask it at the end. And then you answer it. We'll put you in a raffle for a T-shirt.
You'll get
size
a chili
small,
shirt.
Liv? Is that the size?
Yeah.
It's either size small. There was, I think, children or small, which is
but
basically
it's
the same.
not like really tight or anything.
I'll probably
It's really
need a
well.
small, so it might
If
be a
you're-
children that's up for grabs.
If you're any bigger than Sarah or Liv, it probably won't fit you.
Yeah.
But
well,
I mean, you could re-gift that. You could give it.
I already re-gift one to my brother
gift.
for his birthday.
We gave one to Graham for his birthday. This very shirt. He's bigger than I, so it'll fit him a little better. But who doesn't love a shirt? At the end of the day, who doesn't love a shirt?
So you gave Graham a XXL Bengals shirt
Yeah.
Yep.
for his
Yeah, we
birthday?
That wasn't his only
That
present.
wasn't his only present. We got him some nice, classy whiskey glasses.
Oh,
This
that's
was
nice.
just the cherry
Does it-
on top.
Do the glasses show you where to put your thumb?
No.
No.
Okay,
They're
so
not
Because that would have been a
kinda
full
classy
bachelor
glass.
gift.
they're not Corinne's dad's.
No.
For
the
sure,
special
wine glasses.
Greek-
Although my
Greek-
dad doesn't he have those?
Oh, he's got a lot of innovative
Oh yeah,
products.
you
in
said
his
he
house.
does have those actually.
Yeah, I
remember
think
last
they're
time.
plastic, but he showed us the thumb thing. He was very proud of it.
Why?
I
Is,
saw a fucking bald eagle at Liv's dad's house over the weekend, by
We
the way.
did.
This has nothing to do with the podcast. This is more of a lifestyle feature, but we saw 2 eagles.
3 eagles.
We saw 3 eagles.
We saw
One male,
Holy.
2 females.
what have we
Wow.
seen here in LA? What have we seen?
You see your odd cockroach crawling
You
around
see
the
the odd
streets.
roach. You see a lot of homeless folks.
There was so we were in the so when we first
less
got here,
glamorous than you'd think.
Our landlord was like, "Hey, so a woman who stayed here before found 2 people doing drugs in the laundry room," and I was like, "Well, I'm never doing laundry here by myself." And then today we were down there, and I was sifting through with Andy. Andy usually goes, and I was like, "You know what? In the daytime, I think I could be okay and do the laundry here by myself." And then I look into the garage, and there's like a hooded figure doing drugs.
Yeah, he was doing something.
He was doing
It may or may
something.
not have been drugs, but certainly because I
Certainly
went down
doesn't
after
live in our establishment.
to move the laundry over, and I said hey to him. He seemed like a nice guy, but
That's funny. That sounds exactly like we used to do laundry at a laundromat at Queen and Spadina here in Toronto, right in the downtown core, and it's full of interesting people. And I'm the type to always engage with them, and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah.
kind of go to their side. Liv was the exact opposite, and Liv would always be the one stuck with the craziest of the crazy. People smoking inside, washing themselves in the sink, that kind of thing. And needless to say, she didn't engage.
We
But
can't
now
engage.
it's a fancy hot dog place, so we don't have a
Yeah.
place to do our laundry.
You want a custom fancy dog, you go find Fancy Frank's, and it's got the ghosts of laundry past.
Wow.
Including,
Yeah.
many ghosts of my clothes.
We can't go talk to them. I can't, at least. I might get get hurt if
It's
I talk to her
terrifying.
crazy.
That's true.
Um,
it is. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
have the option.
I mean, what are you going to do, right? It's a bummer of a situation all around.
Yeah.
But you know what was not a bummer? The Bachelor this week.
Bachelor.
I thought you were
Yeah.
going to say that.
You know what? Overall, I was a little nervous for 3 hours because as we've established, I'm an impatient person. When Women Tell All started up, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get through this, but I was kind of drawn in right away. I got to admit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a lot. We were to preface this episode already. We were we were at our friend's place, and there was a lot of people over.
A lot of snacks.
A lot of snacks.
Distractions.
Snacks were great.
Distractions
A lot of distractions, though. A lot of talking. I mean, we went into this being like, oh, I'm glad we're watching it with all these guys because everyone's big fans of The Bachelor. It's going to be great, and it was great. It was a real good time. We had a blast, but it for sure was very loud, and we did miss some parts of it. But
well, you know,
but
what
only
we always
specifics. Like we got the general idea of what was happening.
Yeah.
What we always say on this podcast is we represent the true fan, and many of you listening out there are probably in similar situations. You go to a viewing party, and maybe people aren't as quiet as you'd like them to be, or maybe you love that environment, and that's how you like watching it. No matter what, we got you covered.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Like either way,
I
it
did
was
tell
great.
my friend Steph to shush.
Yeah. You and Caitlin shush Steph pretty hard.
She was talking at
And
full
Connie.
volume about nothing, and I said, "Shush, Steph. Your birthday's tomorrow,
Connie and
not
Steph
today."
Connie and Steph were talking pretty loud, and I
They were
was like,
talking too loud. If you're listening, Connie and Steph, quiet down, buds.
We love them though; they're great.
We
It was
love
fun.
them.
It was fun hanging out with them.
But imagine you're watching a show, and it was an intense moment, and they're like, "Well, I was walking down the street, and this guy said hello," and it's like, dude, shut up.
Oh boy.
It was good.
It was good.
You know what we don't love on this pod are unnecessary cliffhangers, and this episode / last episode certainly delivered the bullshit on that front because I guess basically the cliffhanger this time was we were waiting to see if Raven gets fucked and if she has an orgasm. The answer is yes and yes, and they took care of that in about the first 2 minutes, which was wholly unnecessary, complete with a stupid dance number.
We missed it. We saw a glimpse of it on like a
On Kimmel
clip
later.
thing.
Kimmel showed
You
it.
didn't,
Showed it
you
on
didn't
his
miss it.
show.
No.
You didn't miss anything. It was totally pointless, and I wish they had have saved time in her big "I love you" speech in that episode where she was just like, "And I got something I want to tell you, and I think it's really important." And they could have cut 3 minutes out of that, sliced this in, so we started fresh. But no, they didn't. But anyway, they implied that she had an orgasm. No big deal. We assumed
Yeah,
that
but
was gonna happen.
who knows if that's even true? They never
Very
talked
true.
about it. Who knows if they had sex? Or if she did, maybe he just went down on her for like an hour.
Yeah, could have been.
So you
What-
don't
the
think they had
exact
sex?
quote-
You don't, eh?
I don't know. I'm just saying it's possible that they didn't because it was such a big deal for her and it meant so
But you
much.
think Nick is going to turn that down? Really?
Nah,
I don't
Nick's
know.
fucking.
Yeah, I'm pretty
banged all
sure he
three of them.
banged all of them.
Raven's quote was, "To be alone physically with him was so nice and relaxing. I will say this, Nick is really good at what he does, so I'm pretty satisfied today."
So that sounds like if I'm relaxed, that means I'm doing nothing. And some guy's just licking.
Yeah, I mean that could have been it. Maybe they didn't bang, but there was some.
I'm sure that was a big part of it, but I don't know. I feel like they banged for sure.
There was something came up this week that they say that they don't put condoms in the fantasy suite, but like Nick's got
What?
them, right?
Why don't they?
Who said
Why
that?
wouldn't they?
I don't know.
Where'd you
That
get
makes
this
no
information?
sense.
No, I don't think that's
I forget
true.
where I saw it.
I
I didn't
was-
read it though, so.
Well, your
I read
source
something-
is untrusted.
I read something when that stuff came out that Nick got someone pregnant, that there is condoms everywhere.
Yeah.
You'd think so.
Yeah.
right?
Any
yeah.
reality show, romance reality show, they got condoms everywhere. They have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. We're watching that show. What's that show? Are You the One right now?
Oh,
And
I
they-
want to watch that.
Yeah, they have a cut to that's like, because it's MTV, so they have like posy cut tos in between scenes. And one is like an obvious thing they staged of people grabbing condoms. So they're like, don't worry, people use
Right.
condoms on this show. I feel
Good.
like I think they'd get in trouble if they didn't have people would have got pregnant.
Yeah.
A lot of people loved that Raven montage, though. I got to say, Bachelor Nation really liked it.
Well,
I mean-
it was a rare slice of fun, I guess. And I mean, Raven is generally well liked by Bachelor Nation. I just think, I mean, at least the people I've talked to and what we've talked about on the pod is that we just don't see any chemistry between them, right?
I don't.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if
I
I
just
don't
mean
see
like
the
it was
chemistry.
like like you're
I just
saying,
think it was fucking
fun.
lame, personally.
Yeah, I
I
just thought
mean-
it was a bit of a waste of time. But
I
yeah,
guess
don't know.
I'm all for though like a bit of a produced, like an obvious produced.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't know. I don't mind a bit of like a joke in there once in a while that they've meant to do,
Yeah.
and it's not just like making fun of someone being stupid or something.
Yeah, like it. Yeah, I liked it. It's a little bit of a joke. I mean, obviously,
I hope she
I
had
would've
an orgasm, though.
I would have liked it to be in the episode previous because it's not big enough news for us to care
Exactly.
about it this next
Yeah.
episode.
I guess
So
that's my problem.
yeah, I feel that for sure. But like,
I really want to know if they saw the Northern Lights.
I'm cool about a little joke. That's cool.
I don't think
you know
they
what?
saw
I
the
don't
Northern
think they
Lights.
did. I don't
think
think
it
they
was
did. They would have
fake.
That
shown
looked like all-
exactly.
That was all stock footage as far as I could
Yeah.
tell. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Too bad.
No question.
Oh well. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It was too
What
cloudy.
does
Every time
matter-
they showed it, the clouds were all over the place. You need a clear
Yeah,
night.
exactly. They never showed them in the same shot as the lights. So
Exactly, yeah.
say no more. You know what I mean? So Rachel had her date after this. This was much anticipated. And Bachelor Nation was wondering what's going to happen with Rachel beyond the fact that we know, obviously, she doesn't end up with Nick. But as Liv was saying when we were watching it, like, we thought that maybe they wanted it, that they were setting it up so that, okay, we know she doesn't make it. So what's that story, right? That's
Right.
sort of, maybe that's why they announced it early. So we thought, oh, there may be some twists and turns. Turns out there's not any twists and
Yeah,
turns. She's
I
just
was
straight up
hoping
gone.
that he did pick her, whether this round or the end, and she dumped him.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We were talking about that
Really
last night.
hoping for her. So when it was
That
just
would've
a
been a
straight up
great-
like, no,
Yeah,
you don't
totally.
get Rose. It's
I
like,
don't
well, then
think
why did
they-
you spoil it?
Yeah,
They spoiled it because they need people to sign up.
yeah. Or,
That's why
think
they
that-
spoiled
Now I
it.
really do think
That
that's
does
why.
seem like it's the obvious answer,
Because they weren't
right?
saving anything juicy for.
No.
No juice.
I knew
this
it.
episode,
I like they're not that smart.
Yeah.
no, but that would have been pretty awesome.
Oh, it
And
would've been
and it
great.
would have answered a lot of questions people had, and it would have explained a lot of stuff. But instead, it's all what we thought, which is usually what it is with the show,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
They trick you.
Let us not forget.
They
They
trick
trick
you
you.
sometimes, and they make you want to think it's going to be this, or that there's a possibility it could be this other thing, and then it's Occam's razor, man. It's like the most likely thing is what it is.
I'll give
always.
it to them though. They said she loses, and then they still edited it enough that people had some hope that it might not be true. Like,
But that's just because people don't want to accept the
but
truth,
it's
right?
still like they played the game a lot. They still
Yeah, they did. I mean, because they know what they're doing. You know,
they know what they're
They
doing.
played the game. That's true. Now, what do you guys think of this date, the fantasy suite date as a whole? Personally, I think it kind of followed what had been going on all season, wherein Nick and Rachel seemed to have the most genuine connection, and she seemed to bring the best out of him. He seemed like a real dude, besides the whole talking through the teeth thing.
That was
I mean-
heavy in this episode.
Oh,
it
big
was
time.
like
Very much
somebody taped his teeth together this time, and he really couldn't open that mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then by the time he got on Women Tell All, he was fine. I think
Yeah.
it's his
I
flirt
think it's his
mode.
foreplay.
Yeah.
His flirty foreplay, and it's disgusting.
Liv hates it.
I think it's also when he's like extra nervous. Like I bet he's not as
Yeah.
nervous anymore on those tell-alls. He's been to 2 of them. But
True.
like new experiences like that where you get like deep conversation with people, that's what
And
I
he's
get
got to
the most
dump one
nervous.
in the end, too.
Actually,
Yeah.
he did say that was his first tell-all because he was made the final
yeah,
two both
that's right.
times, so he never got to go to one.
Oh.
I mean like stuff like that where there's like
Yeah.
a huge crowd.
I just found that interesting because I'm like, oh, he's been around the block, but he did say that. He's like, oh, this is actually my first tell-all, which was crazy.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we won't know what actually went down in the fantasy suite. They seem to be fine the morning after. But the one thing that Rachel didn't have that the other two did was a willingness to straight up say, I love you, because she only dropped the I'm falling
Yeah.
in love with you.
Yeah.
And she seemed to fully understand when he dumped her. And
Yeah,
wasn't
it
that
almost
upset.
seemed like they had an agreement, like, oh, we're just buds. I know I'm going to be the Bachelorette. Let's just ride this out. And I know
Well,
that's probably not what
yeah,
happened.
she didn't
but
know,
they,
yeah.
it just, I don't know. She didn't seem really shattered by it.
I don't think they had sex. That's why I think she wasn't that upset. And both of them. Like, I think he knew when she didn't say I love you, like, I have a better connection with the other 2 women. Because that had already been said by Vanessa. He knew when I love you was fully coming. I feel like they didn't. Because it was so easy. So maybe she got a bit of a clue since they didn't. Like, I just felt there, like Liv said, there was some kind of clue there that she knew.
Also, she probably didn't have sex because she was fucking worn out from all that goddamn cross-country skiing.
Yeah, a lot of work to do. Like,
I love cross-country skiing, but when you start doing it, it is frustrating. So that sucks.
It makes you tired.
Yeah, it makes you way tired.
It's like skiing a day out in the slopes. I'm going to sleep at a good time that night.
Yep.
Yeah, Raven had the best activities for sure.
Yeah.
She didn't have to keep dipping in a frozen pond or go cross-country skiing.
Yeah, what did she do? I don't even remember.
They played darts at some
lodge. Yeah, in the
or...
lodge with the local crazies.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, out of those three, me personally, like, I liked Rachel the most by far. I think she was the hottest. Vanessa, I've been up and down on whether or not I like her the whole season. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Would I want to go marry her and go to her house for 3 hours every Sunday? No.
Hell no.
I feel like she's gotten a bad at it because she wins. I just read this Glamour article that they interviewed him right after the the tell-all. And he was like, she's like, whoa, you had that big conversation with Vanessa about, the things that you guys won't kind of give up. This isn't verbatim, and you didn't have that with the other girls. He's like, oh no, I had like the exact same conversation with the other girls. They just didn't show it. They just showed mine and Vanessa's. So it's like, oh, they're showing that edit because she wins.
Yep.
Yeah.
They want you to think you to think there's problems there. He's not going to pick her.
I feel like we've just gotten this girl who he doesn't have, like, what we think is he just has serious conversations with. He just cries with all the time, which I don't think is what actually happened with them. And they did it so hardcore this year for some reason. I think because of letting the Rachel
we all
news
had
out.
her picked from the beginning, and everyone, Jimmy Kimmel picked her, we picked her, like everyone did. It was clear from the start.
So I think she's a more loving, more fun woman than what we have witnessed. I don't think we've gotten a fair edit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Raven got a bad edit too, because there's got to be more to their relationship than what they've shown. Or maybe we've just been ignoring it. I don't know, but maybe just because we haven't taken her seriously this whole time and we haven't picked up on it. But I mean, ask anyone. No one's picking Raven, and they don't seem to have any chemistry.
No.
They still, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough with Raven, I like her a bunch, but I actually think they might be a decent, they're different, but I think they might make a decent couple and all that, but you're right. There doesn't, it's tough to say, man. Like, the edit's weird, obviously, and stuff like that, but I'm with you. What do they have in common? Really, nothing, I guess. So I guess they're not going to pick each other. But
this Glamour article also had a very interesting way of looking at Nick, as much as he can be annoying in some ways. Mm-hmm. He is one of the most feminist bachelors we've ever had, where he openly wants people to talk about sex. He openly wants people to talk about their issues. Imagine if Ben got that orgasm comment. He wouldn't know what to do.
He would have freaked out.
He would have freaked out.
Totally.
And Nick was just like calmly like, he wasn't
cool.
like, oh my, like they even said this in the article. He wasn't like, oh my God, like that's crazy, which some people would have been like, but he was just like, oh, okay, let's talk about it. Like,
well, definitely true. He's also like 36, so I would hope that he'd be mature enough to handle it.
He's also been racially cooler than any other bachelor.
That's what I mean, though. He's just more progressive.
Yeah, I agree.
We've had older bachelors before. They're not all 25, right? Like, they're not all Ben's age.
Right.
I think Farmer Chris is older.
I thought he was like 30.
30.
He was like 32 or
Yeah.
something.
So that's close, though. That's
Close,
very
it's
close.
fairly
That's
close.
like me and Andy. You guys.
Nick's so weird because in the right situation, like, oh, he seems like a good guy. Like, let's talk about Vanessa's date now. When they were having that deep convo, and she mentioned Montreal, which is kind of bullshit, as if she's gonna live in Montreal. Like, give me a
she
goddamn
expects
break.
him to move to Montreal.
She's on the first plane in L.A.
I
but
think
anyway,
it's an edit. I think she probably said like, yeah, but I'll move to LA, no problem. Yeah. Obviously, she for sure said that.
When he was like, I don't know about moving to Canada, like, I'm a proud American, it was kind of a nice, honest answer that he was willing to admit. You know what I mean? He could have easily been like, well, yeah, I mean, I'm always up for a new adventure. We'll see what happens. But he was straight up. He doesn't want to move to Montreal. So that was kind of interesting.
And we kept being like, yeah, man, Montreal's beautiful, but we get it. Like,
yeah.
Why are you...
Well, I also obviously now his career is not being a software salesman, right? Like obviously, his career now is being the Bachelor or a former Bachelor and being basically like a reality star.
He's a model too. He's on that.
Well, there you go.
website.
And like you can't do that in Montreal. Well, I mean, I'm sure there are models that live in Montreal, but like really, you want to be in LA. He wants to be here. This is where it makes the most sense for him to live. So.
It's a pretty hard process for him to get a visa.
And she's not gonna jump on board with that.
Exactly.
She's
an actress.
Man.
She's an actress.
You're an actress and you want to be in some stuff. Guess what?
She for sure said, "Okay, I will move there," and they're like, "I'll take."
That's not a problem.
That's the plan. A coworker of mine and myself were talking today about how interesting it is when this show first started. Like, I mean, the internet was around, but it was still, I guess, relatively in its infancy. And now, where we are today, this show is basically just a breeding ground for social media personalities.
Mm-hmm.
It really is,
and people are employed all over the place. Like Ashley I works, whatever, does recaps on Extra or whatever the fuck it is. There's people on, you got correspondence on People, things like that. And you go back to old cast members. They're on Instagram. They have 500,000 followers. They're hawking products. Whatever, they're on the beach.
That's all they do.
That's all they do. So that's this is basically just a factory for social media stars.
Yeah, if you happen to find love, cool. But otherwise, you're going to have a career afterwards hawking stuff.
Yeah, which is interesting. The show's definitely changed. And are the purists upset? Some of us are. But
I'm not. Go
know.
make money.
I know.
If I had that many,
do.
I was talking about it.
The only thing,
someone said that they're like, Caitlin was like, JoJo sold out. She sold out more than I'm like, how did she sell out? What was she before?
yeah, what
She's
integrity
done,
was she selling out by going on The Bachelorette?
Oh, she went on The Bachelor. One of the usually they're all duds. They're all sad people, and now she makes hundreds of thousands of dollars every year and thousands of dollars every month. I say she's gone up in the world, my friend. She didn't make it as a model or whatever she tried to be, and now she's making it.
For me, the only thing that I like, you're talking about the purists being upset. The only thing that I'm not upset about it, but like I wish was a little more like in the old days was not just casting everyone that's an actor. Like everyone, like almost every single person on this season has been in something, has done something, has aspirations, and
They're
I get that that's
regular.
Yeah, exactly. Not just regular folk, but
and perfectly manicured. Like
this is the thing. It's like I get that those are the majority of your applicants, but you gotta like look a bit.
There has to be some non-actors in there,
right? Like,
I think
some of the guys, like Ben's not. Ben wasn't an actor.
No, I guess not. But I mean,
sure, we'll find a video of him being in a music video.
Maybe it turned out this way because it's Nick. I don't know.
I remember. I seem to remember for JoJo's season, we looked at a lot of the cast, and it was like actor,
singer,
actor. So there's a lot.
Yeah, that's
there's
frustrating.
A lot, definitely.
I think between that factor and the not guaranteed to have a rose ceremony at the end of every episode, this phony building of tension. I think if you cleared those two up a lot, it'd be fine. And I mean, hey, it's not like these things are enough to get me to stop watching, but I don't know. They become more glaring over time.
Yeah, I agree. I hate how the episodes don't sometimes leave you with anything. Sometimes it's just a garbage pile that you have to like wade through. But what I do like is what we were kind of talking about with Nick. It's just in general, the show is a little more progressive in that they talk about sex and they talk about stuff like that being a part of it. And in some ways, the show's more genuine, a little bit. And in some ways, it's not like they're all trying to make these people look like they have actual jobs when they're all just actors.
Yeah.
But in some ways, I find it, I can swallow it a bit more. Because they're not shaming people when they have sex and it's not as much of a drama. It's like, and Caitlin really did that, you know? She's like, I want to have sex with him.
She was a trailblazer.
And I had sex with him. And I was like, yes, you did.
Man, have you guys seen JoJo lately? She looks good.
Yeah, she looks good.
And another coworker can show me pictures of Becca. She's had some work done. She looks like almost a totally different person.
She's lost a lot of weight too. She's like even way skinnier.
That's true. She's rail thin now.
Talking about losing weight quickly, I was in a lift today, and Ashley I is doing a commercial for like a doctor here that'll take your fat away, and he's called like Dr. Fat or something.
Oh gosh.
And she's like, I'm Ashley I from The Bachelor, and I don't even go to the gym anymore. I just go to Dr. Fat.
Oh, that's horrible.
Oh
That's
my
horrible
God.
advice.
That sucks.
Yeah, and I was like, what?
Dr. Fat.
That
Also,
makes
like,
me weep for the future.
yeah, and also like the poor actor who didn't get to do that voiceover.
Yeah, actually, I swooping in. Another lucrative opportunity. Hey, but Vanessa's body in that one piece, though. Whoo, boy. Holy
We were all
shit.
going nuts. We were all going,
Yeah.
both of
And
them.
the funny thing is, Liv and I kept mentioning this, and Liv's fascinated by people's heights. She's only 5'3.5", and yet
It's
you wouldn't know
crazy.
it. Her body is in such perfect proportion that she's like sizeless or something.
Yeah.
Wow,
Like,
she
would
does
you-
look taller than that.
Exactly.
She looks tall. I think she has like long limbs for her frame. I think that's why she looks really tall, but she's not.
Yeah. So I think it's basically a foregone conclusion that she's going to take it this year. But what did you guys think of that date as a whole? I mean, it was some interesting conversation when they started talking about the living situation and how Nick was convinced they're too similar, maybe that might lead to problems.
I felt I felt like we talk about chemistry and stuff, and it's hard to see their chemistry because they always edit it in a way that we only see them talking about serious stuff. So I thought they were having a lot of fun jumping into that pool, and like she kind of pushes. She's not afraid to be like, "Hey, we're going back out there." She doesn't just follow what he says to do. I like that about her.
Me too.
Also, I found the most sexual connection between them. When you see that shot when they woke up and she was on top of him, I was like, it was like, ooby, ooby.
Yeah.
And
He
also,
grabbed her butt at least 4 times in the time that we saw. And that's like, what, a 1/24th of the whole day they spend
Yeah.
together? So
yeah.
that's a good
And-
butt ratio.
Both of their bodies in matching bathing suits. Very nice on both parts.
Yeah, and that beautiful Finnish blue.
Yeah, people went nuts over those bathing suits where we were with. Everyone was like, Steph, who had been like kind of shitting on a bunch of it, she's like, whoa, he's really hot. Look at that body. And
Duh.
and we were all losing it. And then we all talked about that black bathing suit she wore before too.
Oh, yeah.
She's had good bathing suits.
She's
Yeah.
had great suit and great dresses too. Her dress during the rose ceremony was that black number was quite
Yeah.
nice. So, but as we know, some of them save their best dresses for last.
As they should.
So the rose ceremony. I mean, I think I was hoping it was going to be Raven gone, just so we'd be like, oh my god. So what happens next time?
Yeah.
Like, does he
Yeah.
pick Rachel and she doesn't reciprocate? What happens here? But
But then we'd all be complaining that we knew what the end was, right?
yeah, it's true.
Even so, I wish she had made it to the final 2.
That
Why
would've
do you
made that
wish
a little
she
more
had-
interesting.
Yeah.
I
But,
think
then
it would've
we'd be
made it
hoping
less
for
industry
a
'cause-
really. Yeah, I agree.
Because I never thought he picked her, and she said no. I thought it was Vanessa
No,
the whole time, and I thought if she was a final 2, that would have just ruined it.
I think
for
that's
me.
just hope. That's just us hoping for something
Yeah.
that was going to make it
Again,
better and
yeah, it
cooler
is.
for sure. But there's no way. There's no way they would. I
There
don't know.
hasn't been enough drama for me this season, so I was just really hoping for that final
Yeah.
some little twist at the
exclamation
end.
point or something. I don't know.
Oh well.
Oh, well, we did not get it.
luckily there was plenty of drama on Women Tell All. I had a great time with this one. There were only a couple segments that were a little boring, like the Christina one. I mean, I love Christina. Don't get me wrong, and
sweet,
I'm
though,
pretty
yeah.
sure she would have been Bachelorette if not for Rachel. But they didn't really add anything. But the rest I thought was pretty damn good. So let's talk about that. Let's start with, let's say, Liz.
I thought they
yeah.
spent too much time on Liz.
Me too.
As did I. My big takeaway from that is, though, when she started crying, I was like, "Oh, come on, like stop complaining." But then I realized that because a lot of the women were really adamant in defending her, I think she probably took a lot of flack online from
I think so
Middle
too,
America. Probably a lot of slut shaming.
Yeah.
And so, the women who were really vocal supporting her, Josephine, I think was in there. She was a
Yep.
firecracker all night long. But
Dark
yeah,
lit.
you sort of you started to feel for Liz, and me and Liv decided that she probably got a bad edit too because they really made her one dimensional.
Oh yeah.
And her sort of explanation for why she went on the show made a little more sense this time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I didn't hear her explanation.
Yeah, her explanation is that you don't realize you have feelings till it. But she still could have contacted him and told him she was like. I don't buy it. She wanted to be on TV.
Well, she was like, Nick was busy when I wanted to come, which is, I mean,
she doesn't know that.
She's
She's not,
I know
like,
exactly.
No, she just didn't want to. She wanted to be on the show, and she didn't want to find out before that he didn't like her. So she just went on the show. She wants to be on TV. That's why most people go on The Bachelor.
Yeah, like, listen, I don't blame her all that much, honestly.
No,
like, it's
like,
fine,
take
but
your
just be aware that someone's going to think you're doing it just to be on TV. And even though that's not 100% of your reasoning, you're going to get busted on it.
But I don't agree with, she's allowed to have sex with whoever she wants. She's allowed to talk about it with whoever she wants.
Damn
and
right.
I feel so bad for if people did shit on her.
It felt like
It sounds like they did.
Yeah.
it felt like that
awful.
was a bit of a theme of the night a little
Yeah.
bit, because Taylor talked about that as well, about how people were like shitting on her for having that job and acting the way she was, and like that's no one like.
It's really no one like why bother?
Also, like anyone who's doing that, like you're wrong, right? Like
Yeah.
because. Yeah, listen, it's fun for us to sit around here and talk about how much we hate Taylor or she's shitty or whatever, she's a dummy and all this stuff. But really, like, that's a real person, and like, we're not, like, I would never ever say any of that. First of all, I don't even say it on Twitter, really.
I never say stuff on Twitter.
I never say even
Personal
things like
people.
that on the podcast, really. But like, especially about their job and like contacting them and telling them that they don't deserve to have the job or that
their
like,
real life.
that's that's so garbage, man. Like, you know what? You and I can have a laugh right now, and we can talk about it and make jokes about it and stuff. But like, it's a different story when you're like trying to affect their actual life. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to affect Taylor's life and telling her that she shouldn't do that. It's good that she's doing that, man. It's good. And yeah, what? She got a bad edit on The Bachelor, or she said something dumb on a reality show. Guess what? Everyone does that on a reality show. You're never gonna look good on a reality show.
Never.
100%. Never. It's never gonna happen.
No,
So-
man.
Amen.
So
Amen
like,
to that.
Quit like contacting people directly on Twitter and making them feel bad about stuff they did on reality shows. Honestly,
Yeah, it's pretty
enough.
pathetic.
How about we all just contact Nick and try and get me on Wild 'N Out? Yeah.
I mean, listen.
Let's put our forces
Did I
towards
post pictures of Taylor next to swamp monsters, being like, maybe she is a bit of a swamp monster? But
But it
that
was-
was a joke because she's obviously not a
a
swamp
beautiful
monster.
woman.
Joking.
And I was like, Taylor's gorgeous, but maybe she is. And every picture was her like
in a swamp.
in a swamp. Like, I just found pictures online where there were like a bunch of trees behind her, and I thought it was pretty funny.
pretty funny.
I actually thought that
Very
tweet
funny.
would blow up, and it did not.
The only person I've ever made up and it did blow up was when Cupcake was crying on that mountain because I was like, dude, you call yourself Cupcake, you're gonna cry in a mountain. I'm gonna.
But I also didn't like go out of my way to make Taylor see that.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I don't even think it was offensive. I was actually just joking at the fact that like, why that of all the insults would you say about someone that they're a swamp monster? What? I don't-
She's obviously a beautiful young woman. She's obviously not a swamp
her
monster.
hair's made of seaweed, and you know it. It's swamp grass, and she's a queen. Listen, there's one queen of the bog here. We all know it's Raven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Thanks,
hey,
guys. Thanks for
Taylor
the support
did
on
spend
that.
a little time in the wet woods, in the bayous
did, yeah.
of New Orleans. Yeah, and did she look really comfortable there? Yes, she did.
Yes, she did.
But did she take a sacrifice during the third moon? Did
You know?
he keep her there?
Exactly.
Keep him there until the sun goes up, hence securing his position as Prince of the Bog. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but
Listen, that did happen. Yes, obviously.
Listen, did I see Taylor eat a raw fish? Sure.
yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
Does that make her a
Yeah,
swamp
yeah.
monster? Maybe. But it's still insulting.
Yeah, just don't at people. You know what I mean?
Just don't at people or DM them.
If you're gonna talk shit, just do it with your friends and
Yeah.
like, you know, on
Like a
Twitter,
normal
but not at
person.
them. Yeah, like a normal
do
person.
it behind their backs.
We're
Like
cool.
everybody
We're cool. I
else
swear,
does.
we're okay.
Yeah.
We're decent.
But anyways, I agree that it really sucks, especially like because we're back to what's her name, who is now blonde, which I like. I was like, did she change her hair color so people wouldn't
Liz?
recognize her? Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree that it sucks if people because she didn't do anything mean to anyone on the show. She was
And
not.
she builds wells in orphanages.
Yeah.
According to Haley, who was defending her adamantly.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe she just took her opportunity to be on television, which everyone there is doing.
Yeah, of course
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah. You think we're doing this podcast so that we don't get a TV show later? Buddy, you're wrong. Because we are looking to get on that TV, baby.
Everyone at Chris Harrison, because I did send him a private message trying to get us seats for the finale.
Oh boy, please make that happen.
Let's see if he's seen the
That'd
message.
be an exclusive. Oh, let's take a second to talk about all that shitty Corinne merch that they handed out to the audience. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
The Make America Corinne Again.
Oh, that's
What?
Was
Come
that
on.
what? I mean, I know
That's cheesy and stupid.
and
Yeah.
like they handed that out to the studio audience, right? There was too much of it in the crowd.
Yeah,
much
there's a
of it.
lot of it.
Anyway,
That's
I hate
so,
that.
like,
I hate that a
That's
lot.
not really fair to all the other women. It's like the whole broadcast is supporting Corinne Taylor.
Yeah,
It's
that's
kinda
true.
shit.
Well, okay, Christina was kind of boring. That came in later. Who cares? Well,
yeah, it
let's
was
talk
kinda
about
nice.
Corinne and Taylor because that was kind of the main event. It was the fight of the century, et cetera, et cetera. I
have a question.
Where do you guys stand on this? Because there were two distinct camps. You had the likes of Josephine and Lacey defending Corinne. Then you had Sarah and Haley, maybe, defending Corinne. And they were both very stubborn.
We just wanted to quickly say before we get into this, though, that there was a great joke going around.
That's not what I was going to say.
That's okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say it. Is that Lacey looked like maybe she was a PA.
Yeah,
on the
she's
show.
she kind of falls into the background. Did she actually just work for the show and
Yeah.
stumble onto the
So
set?
anytime-
I thought she looked like a high school student who got dressed up and snuck in and somehow made it on the panel.
She's
That
an
dress
intern.
Did not fit her.
Nope.
She's
The
an
dress did not
intern.
fit her.
Yeah.
Her hair
She's-
looked bad. She was bird of the night. Period.
Yeah, every time Lacey would say something, we'd be like, Lacey, like they need you in the sound department. Like Lacey,
Yeah.
like
She's also a
Lacey, can you get everyone coffees, please? Thank you.
She's also a shitty PA who'll bring water instead
she
of
keeps
coffee.
fucking it up. Yeah.
Always has the boom in the shot.
Is she the one that Harrison burned for getting friend zoned?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
even see
Oh, I
that.
don't remember.
Remember? We rewound it because him and Nick were talking over each other. Anyway.
Oh, I was just trying to decipher the garbled thing Nick was trying to say, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Lacey was thumbs down, man. I did not enjoy her company.
No,
I thought it was. I like that we had that joke about her. That's all.
I have something I want to talk about before
Okay.
we start. Let's talk about naps.
Okay, so this was a big thing.
This was
And
the
what the
word
definition
naps
of a nap
was-
is? Yeah.
Yeah, and when is it okay to take a nap? Dude, anyone take naps? I agree with the ladies that it was a little disrespectful for Corinne to do it because she had a rose. She just wanted to sleep. She wasn't having a panic attack.
Yeah.
She was smiling in
Bullshit.
bed.
That's bullshit. She was.
It's
yeah. she was
bullshit.
a bit
So she's
smiling.
lying. And I get that, like, you've all signed up for it. Just do it. Don't be a baby about it. But also, everyone, chill out. It's a fucking nap. And, like, everyone did take naps. And then the argument about the naps I felt was too long.
Well, the whole thing
man.
was too long because
Listen.
it kept circling and circling. Like, whose fault is this? It's my fault. It's your fault. You started it. You started it. And I mean, Whitney was the one who had it right, even though they just talked right over her. But she was like, "You're both being stupid."
Yeah,
essentially.
that's
Yeah.
how I feel about the Corinne Taylor thing. They're both being stupid.
Because Corinne, I mean, Taylor had no right to call her whatever, emotionally unintelligent, and then Corinne had no business saying whatever she said.
Swan
And
monster.
then when Taylor apologized and Corinne refused, it's like, come on, Corinne. Like,
I like that she
I'm
refused.
more on. Really?
Why?
See, I don't know. I think
because she
that's
doesn't
petty.
like her. But she doesn't like her. She's not sorry. So then it's not genuine. So why force like, people don't have to like each other. And to, like, be like, just say it. Just say it. It's like, well, even if she says it, she doesn't mean it.
She doesn't mean it. That's
so
true.
it doesn't
Yeah,
change.
but
Like,
it's
if
like
she
human,
yeah,
human
but
courtey. You know what I mean?
She didn't have to say sorry, but she could have at least been like, "Yeah, look, we don't really get along,
Yeah.
but let's just try to be civil," you know,
She
like
did
something like
kinda.
that.
basically did
she
say
did
that.
say that at the end.
Yeah.
And they were still like, just
She
say.
was. Yeah, she was like, "Look, we don't get along. We don't like each other, and that's fine." And no one was okay with that. I've had that similar
that's
situation
fine. Yeah.
where I've had a person that I've like had. Corinne and Taylor don't even have to be next to each other anymore. But like I've been in a situation where I had to like work with somebody who I just didn't like. We didn't like each other, and I had to just at one point I had to say to this person, "Hey, listen, it's okay. Listen, we don't like each other. That's that all we have. You guys are right. You got to be civil, but like we don't have to pretend
Yeah.
that we're friends or any this bullshit." And
I like.
I think same with those two right here. There's something on both sides. Like Corinne basically did say that, but she was a little petty about the whole thing. So
Yeah.
like,
And hey, at the end
she
of the
was,
day,
but I agree with you.
But also-
she didn't have to apologize. I think that's true. But she was like, "Listen, Corinne. Listen, we like Corinne, but she's not the coolest person.
No. But what I will say in her defense is that as much as Taylor said, if I hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. She never said, you know what? I am the one who started this.
Of course, yeah.
I did
That's true.
poke you out because of jealousy. She just said, if you felt bad, I didn't mean to make you do that.
Yeah.
Which is a
shitty
shitty apology.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So,
garbage.
like, if someone did that to me, I'm like, well, I'm not apologizing to you. Why should I say I'm sorry when you didn't really do that?
Well, they're both just totally stubborn.
And
Yeah.
very immature.
They're
both,
not gonna-
what, 23
And at least Corinne
24,
was honest
like-
about it. She's like, I'm not going to apologize to you.
Yeah,
I
I
liked
agree.
it.
I agree.
I
And
hate when people always make women apologize to each other. People always think
That's people in general. It's not
I
just
know,
women.
but I find it happens as a woman. Like I've had people I don't like, and I'm like, it's nice when you're actually like, you know what, we're not that close, and it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm on Corinne's side. I think Taylor ultimately was more to blame in this situation, and Corinne was backing herself up pretty nicely by just saying, like, look, I was trying to be sexy, flirty, fun.
Yeah.
That's the way I went about it. Looking back, yeah, I was a little aggressive, but you guys shouldn't have worried about me. And I think you're right. Really, the only valid arguments they have against her is that skipping of the rose ceremony, because that's like, hey, it's true, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but you're there to do, like, quote, a job.
Just
and
a
it's not
bit
fair to
bullshit,
everyone.
yeah.
Like, you're all
I
on
agree.
the same schedule.
I agree that that's bullshit.
And it's also true though, the people that did the best is not letting their somebody else's actions really affect them. But the people who did are the people that lost.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't doing it directed at anybody. People just didn't like that she did it.
Yeah. Who do you guys think was going for their last gasp of fame on the Women Tell All? Those who didn't make it that far in the season. Danielle L. Delos was especially pathetic.
Yeah.
When she cranked up her vocal fry.
Oh,
and
that was
like,
some of the worst vocal fry I've ever
on the
heard.
first date, we were so in it, and then on the second date, whatever.
Yeah, that was bad. The whole room that we had was really making fun of that.
I posted the thing. Caitlin was making fun of
It
her.
was.
Oh yeah.
It was definitely. I mean, I don't know who's to say. Maybe she is still confused and that hurt by it.
Yeah,
but
right.
just
No.
come on. Just have a little dignity, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you watch the episode you were in? Like, yeah, it was a bad edit, but you were boring. You did not. There was clearly no chemistry.
Yeah.
I did love that blooper of her snoring her face off and
Yeah.
everyone laughing
Yeah,
at
that
her
was funny,
though.
I think Whitney also talked way more than I don't even remember seeing her that much.
Yeah, I mean, Whitney made
yes,
it pretty
I
far,
agree, and
right?
I think I tweeted this, but Whitney is the most unrecognizable person to ever get that far in The Bachelor. I think.
Maybe.
Right? She was a pure like I don't know.
She got by
bowl of
her
milk
looks.
the whole time. I don't know. No one like.
I don't even think she was a piece of bread. Maybe like an old bun.
Oh yeah, where is she on the bread scale?
She was maybe like a fake croissant in the window of a bakery that it looks good.
Sun
but
damage.
Like, I want that one, and they're like, "That is not for sale.
Yeah,
that's not real."
Actually, we should throw it out. It's been here too long.
That the show croissant. That was sort of a weird accent, but
It was good. It was
you know
really
what I'm
good.
saying. She's a fancy bread, but the taste isn't there. You know.
Yeah, she's beautiful, but like I don't know.
But in the end,
Is
who
she
was she
real?
anyways, and who cares, and why was she even
Exactly.
there?
She's a Pilates instructor from Minnesota. Big fucking deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josephine was squawking a lot,
Yeah,
huh?
a lot of
But
squawk.
I like her.
I like
Give me that
Josephine, too.
squawk.
Me too.
Give me
I
that.
kind of wish we had seen more of her in the end
Yeah.
because she seemed a lot cooler than she kind of was portrayed in the season, and maybe it had to do with that daring black lipstick.
Yeah, she looked like Sarah from Hocus Pocus.
Yeah. Whoever
Which
tweeted that,
someone
was
tweeted that, and it was so funny. That was spot on. Exactly.
Yeah.
Shockingly, I've never seen that movie. Anyway.
Really? Oh man,
I
I
know.
expected a big reaction out of you.
No, I've never seen it.
I will say this: I wanted more of certain people, and Alexis was one of them.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Alexis-
love it when
Ugh.
she was like, I guess Nick was the one who said, "Yeah, we're just good friends." She's like, "Yeah, we're great friends." Like,
And his mom loves her.
Yeah.
I like that they were both on the same page. They both realize they're good buds, and maybe they'll continue. To
I
be
would
buds.
love to see Alexis in Paradise.
Oh, she'll be there.
She'll
She
be
already
there.
said she's like, I want to go and I want to date Chad.
She said
Oh,
that.
God. Well, they might make a good couple. Who knows?
Oh man, I hope not. Chad sucks.
Hey man, maybe he needs a wild chick.
You know, at the beginning they said that that all the women were there, but there's no way they were all there.
This Brianna person wasn't there. Brittany wasn't there.
I don't think was there.
Brittany wasn't there.
There's like 30 of them.
She was there.
Ida Marie, who the fuck is that?
She wasn't there.
I feel like 10 of
Lauren
them
wasn't there.
Oh, can we talk about Danielle Maltby? She was dressed like aliens made a younger version of Diane Keaton or something. Like, or it was like, what's the main...
We have tried to recreate your Diane Keaton. Love her. Worship her.
Enjoy your new Keaton.
Enjoy your new Keaton.
We haven't figured out how the V-neck should work.
Is the neckline too plunging?
It seems to be bubbling out. You can see her breast.
The whole thing, the whole outfit was wrinkled to shit. And,
it was really weird when she stood up.
Trisha Helfer in Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, she did a bit, yeah.
Very
she had that
futuristic.
platinum hair going on, yeah.
She looked like a bit of a drone, bit of an alien.
Bit of a tall white.
Bit of a tall white.
Big time tall white.
Yeah,
There's
tall white.
Off about her, man. I don't know if it had to do with her fiance's death or if she's just naturally like that. But
she's a tall white.
She's
a bit of a tall white. Maybe she is an alien reconstruction.
She is an alien that walks among us.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No big deal.
I mean, nobody else stood up and showed their weird outfit.
Yeah, she really made it a point to stand up when they introduced her.
Look at the back. It looks like the front. Just show the front.
Sarah's outfit was a bit weird too. She had some like strange bra underneath it. That was
I tried, Glenn.
In the chestal area.
I tried to wear a nice outfit. I don't even know how you saw it. It was like 3 hours later. I was just wearing jogging pants.
Yeah, I wear weird bras.
Yeah.
So what?
So what? Yeah, my tits were out in front of all my friends. No big deal. How did you see it? I sent him pictures. No, but yeah, there were some weird outfits for sure. Even Josephine, she was wearing a Disney-inspired outfit apparently. So.
Oh, from Beauty and the Beast. That's why it was yellow.
Yeah, hers was.
Oh yeah.
I actually did kind of think that. I was like, oh, her dress kind of was like reminiscent of Belle's dress in Beauty and the Beast.
It was
because
pretty.
they kept showing those Beauty and the Beast commercials also.
It was pretty, but it felt like teen in the 90s kind of outfit. Like that you would just
the 90s
wear.
are back, Sarah.
Hey man,
I know
it also
they're
looked
back.
like Popular Witch from Hocus Pocus,
Sure.
right? Like, so whatever.
Yeah.
Was there anyone else?
What's her name that looked like a full beauty queen who was like, she was trying to get
The
her last
blonde?
minute of
Elizabeth.
fame.
It was Elizabeth?
Yeah,
It was
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
She got herself dolled up. She was ready to make an impact.
Sparkling.
She was trying to get on Dancing with the Stars for sure. She's all ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
She's wearing the whole getup.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of which, so we all know Nick's on the show. I read some rumors this week that he's been a problem on set, but who knows?
Are you serious? Really?
I mean, they're often true.
But we were talking about it today, and okay, let's say he picks Vanessa or Raven, and they're still together. You're gonna let your man go on Dancing with the Stars? That's like a breeding ground for cheating.
Chris Soules, man. I'm just going to say Chris Soules. That's why they broke up.
Yeah, like you're spending a month with a beautiful partner who you're touching all day. I mean, we've seen it for all you Canadians out there. We saw it on Battle of the Blades too.
True.
For all you Americans, that's a show where former professional NHL players pair up with a professional figure skater and they compete. And it's a great show. It's not on anymore, but former Edmonton Oiler Craig Simpson divorced his wife to get with Jamie Salé-Peltier on that show. So
gold medal winner Jamie Salé.
Yeah.
And same kind of situation.
They're
So
still
I mean,
together,
hey, if Nick is still with Raven and or Vanessa, well, not and, but or Vanessa at the time this thing's shooting, watch out. That's a relationship ender.
I think Vanessa can handle it. I saw how Whitney couldn't because she could barely. They were just, I don't know. Crystal just sucks.
Crystal sucks and Whitney sucks.
And Whitney sucks.
I think. I don't remember Whitney.
She was,
I remember
she was a bit
seemed
of a
fine.
Danielle Maltby, man. She's very similar.
Are you talking about Whitney from this season?
No.
No.
It's Crystal,
Souls
they
is
were
Whitney.
together.
Oh,
Whitney.
right. Yeah.
And there was
that
so
was her
much
name. I
going.
forgot.
But this is why I don't think it'll be a problem. Because Chris Soules had his lady was single or at least not married or anything. So they were there was a lot of talk of them hooking up. This woman just had a baby that he's with, and she's with one of the dancers.
Oh.
Nothing's going to happen. They'll stay together.
We'll see. He might just get mad horny, and that'll make him go elsewhere. I don't know. I'm just saying. Basically, I'm saying this is bad for the relationship.
I think so, too. I think, too.
You
also,
don't approve, is what you're saying.
No, I do not. No, I do not approve.
Also, to do it when you just finally can spend time together.
Yeah, that's it. That's gonna
the
be
timing is
it's a hectic
ridiculous.
schedule.
Yeah, they won't see each other.
It's a big opportunity, though, but
They'll make a lot of
They
money.
make a lot of money, so I can understand taking it.
The more episodes you do, the more you make. And
Yeah.
if you stay close to the end, you make a lot of money.
True. Well, is there anything else we need to say about Women Tell All? Nick came, he played ball.
He was good.
He was fine. No
Yeah,
complaints.
fine. Rachel showed up and
They had a
just
nice
said all the right
conversation.
things. She seemed.
She looked hot.
She looked
Whew.
great. Yeah,
looked great,
she,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
We had some good bloops.
Hey, where are we at on the Yarmo index with our final two here?
Everywhere.
Well, we
Vanessa's
are-
29, right?
Let's
no,
see.
Vanessa's 30, I think.
30 or 31, yeah.
Yeah, and then Raven is 24 or 25.
Yeah, 24.
Ooh, interesting.
And Rachel was either 29 or 30, I think.
Rachel's 31, I think.
Oh, she's 31 and Vanessa's 30 then. I think. Or maybe they're both 31. Anyways,
29. Vanessa's 29.
She's 29?
Yeah,
Oh.
Rachel I checked earlier today, and she is 31, and Raven is 25, so...
I
Yeah,
wonder
just
if-
because Nick's that much older, I felt like the Yarmo index might get blown out this season.
but don't forget though, those were the oldest contestants on the show.
Exactly.
There's Vanessa, Rachel,
And
Danielle
Maltby.
Maltby, and then Elizabeth, I think, who got kicked
Yeah.
off like super early.
Or Liz was like 30, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, Liz, we thought maybe got a nose job.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Gonna have to check
I
with
still
our
think-
in-house plastic surgery expert, Bridget.
Yeah. But I still think it was simply because she wants to look different so people don't recognize her.
Could be. You should start by taking out that fucking nose ring, I'll tell you what.
Whoa. Oh,
Well,
if
you
she
just don't like nose rings at all.
Well, I just think they're out now.
maybe she doesn't then if she still has her nose ring in. She looked great. I thought she looked awesome. She looked
I
hot.
thought she looked good too.
That's one way to get revenge.
Yeah, I
is just
agree.
To look hot, man.
I thought everyone looked pretty good, and I'm sorry to say, I think Lacey did look like she was a PA.
And
Yeah.
I thought she looked
better
like a high
on the
school
show.
She looked
student.
like she was nice though, but I
Yeah.
liked how Chris shot her down when she tried to say anything.
Yeah. That's great.
Because you got put in the friend zone. Oh, okay,
Whoa,
Chris.
okay.
Easy.
Yeah.
One of my friends is theorizing that Harrison really wants to bang Corinne. And I wasn't paying much attention to their body language, but I wouldn't mind going back and checking out that theory.
I think like it's possible that he's attracted to her for sure, but like I think he likes older women.
I've heard the rumor.
I hope he
we heard
does.
a rumor
That's
last
gross.
night that he
Yeah.
sleeps with a lot of them, and I
Oh,
don't
he
think
must.
I don't think he does though. I think we'd hear about it. It would
yeah,
come out.
it's probably tough to keep that under wraps.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah.
I think of all the rumors that come out, we've never really heard that before.
There is a producer that dates them because he's showing it on his Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Like he for sure dates a lot of them.
Remember
but-
that one that fell out the window or whatever in that one season? What was
Yeah.
that? That was weird.
What?
I don't
They
remember.
jumped out the window.
Yeah, the producer. One of them was banging
the
one of the
cameraman.
producers.
It was a cameraman
Yeah.
or something.
Yes, she was banging a cameraman, and that's right. He did jump out the window. I forgot
And he
about
broke his
that.
arm or something. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was wicked.
See, like, so stuff like that, like, they show that. Like, they want to show
Yeah.
that stuff.
They
so-
wouldn't
They
show it
wouldn't
about Chris.
they'd
though. Chris is
protect
Not
Harrison.
Harrison, though. They
No.
protect him.
Oh,
They
no, of
protect
course.
him.
They yeah. They
And
would-
the other producer is like, this guy like runs, like he's a big part of the show now, so
Oh,
he
yeah.
can do whatever the fuck.
E-
He
Elon-
created
Elon-
Bachelor in
Elon
Paradise.
Gale or whatever
Yeah,
his name
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the guy who's buddies with JT, our boy Jonathan Torrance,
That's right.
who you can listen to on one of our past episodes, the number of which I do not recall. Hey, we had a mailbag submission this week.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
From our boy Aaron, a longtime listener, and he wrote a really long email, so we can't read it all out. But he had some wonderful things to say. Aaron,
Thank you,
Thank
Aaron.
you so much.
Made our
Appreciate all
day.
of that. But
Yeah.
he did have some questions.
Okay, so
did.
I'm gonna read some questions for Benoit.
Okay.
Benoit, if you could come in. Hold on 1 second. I just need to get something.
Okay.
Still. Yeah. So yeah, this is a nice email for sure.
Anyways, Benoit
Oh, here. What's this?
Well, an extra treat for you watching on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube,
Benoit
but you're
is
close to a computer, go
actually
check that
here.
out.
Okay. That's just part of the hair, Benoit. It's not like I just gave Andy a wig. It's for sure Benoit.
Benoit's here. That's cool. Welcome,
Okay, Benoit. Hi, Benoit. How are you?
Bonjour. How are you doing?
I'm great. So Aaron has some questions for you. I'm going to read them out, okay?
Okay, who is Aaron? But okay, let's read the question, okay?
Okay, so do you have any tips for Nick?
Oh, you gotta have a tip for Nick? Yeah, I got one for sure. Okay, so if you are going to the laundromat, hey, make sure you always bring your own, how do you say, dryer sheets.
Think
So
in
you-
the context of the show.
Don't buy
Yeah.
the ones at the laundromat, okay? They are too expensive, eh?
But what about the show? Is that like a metaphor for something, or is that just?
That also applied to the show. You have to do your own laundry on the show, okay?
Don't think that's true, Benoit.
It is on the
maybe-
Canadian one, okay? A Canadian Bachelor, okay? You gotta have it.
Okay, so what do you think of the new Bachelorette then?
Rachel, I tell you, she is a good-looking woman, okay? I would teach her how to speak French.
Would you try and kiss her
Yeah.
creepily?
Yes.
Yeah, push her down.
Put her down on the bed, have her lie down, and make out with Benoit.
Okay, and what love tips would you suggest for single guys out there?
Okay, so for love tips, okay, for single guys, okay, so you gotta have, hey, when you're going with the girl, you know, things are getting a little close.
Or is this gonna be okay? Are you gonna say something
No,
creepy?
this is good,
Okay.
Make sure that when you dried your clothes, you had to use a dryer sheet.
Wait, what?
Okay, what?
Always.
That
Get out of
doesn't-
here, Benoit.
Get out of here,
That's
Benoit.
That's my love tips. Leave me alone.
Okay, he's
You know,
gone.
Aaron's got some questions for another guest. Is he here? Is he in studio? Our next guest?
I thought you were him.
Oh, am I? Okay, I'll be him.
Yeah, you
you're
be
good.
him.
You can do it.
Okay. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Hey, look, it's Matt Roloff.
Okay,
Hey.
Matt, how are you?
I'm great. The farm is wonderful.
You really
do it.
sound like
My
yourself.
son Zach is happily married, and I think I'd like to bring the boys back home. I'd like to construct a new hayloft that looks like a spaceship, and I think if we get the lumber and the plans, we can make that happen.
Wow,
so,
Matt.
But you're
I
not
asked the
going to
boys-
do any of the work, right? Just your kids and you'll.
No. I got two hardworking boys.
Yeah.
So Aaron has some questions for Matt Roloff. Are you filming any new episodes of your show?
Oh yeah, we're always filming new episodes of what's it called? Little People, Big World. Me and my wife are divorced now, but the camera's always on me, and I think there's always new stories to tell. In fact, just yesterday, I wanted to put a cannon in the farm, so I got the boys together onto Roll-Off Farms there, and boy, was it a tough job.
What's the next
What's the
question?
secret to getting along with your ex?
Well, the secret to getting along with your ex is to have a rock-solid prenuptial agreement, which, of course, I was able to do because I've amassed a fortune in software and through my farm, Roll-Off Farms.
Okay, well,
Great.
so be successful in life in general. it
Oh
seems
my
like.
God! Guess who else showed up? Muffins.
Whoa!
Yeah, she's just fixing her hair.
Oh, great.
Hey, Muffins, how are you? You gotta see you, Muffins, man. You guys gotta get on the YouTube.
You gotta come to YouTube.
Oh, listen, maybe this is a good time for me to break the news to you guys that I for sure forgot to hit record on the YouTube thing. But we are recording right now, so if but don't worry, I'm gonna put a thing at the beginning to say like, "Hey, the video comes in later."
Yeah.
We're not
You know
we're
what?
not
I would-
re-recording. It was like an hour into the show, so
Oh,
we're
okay.
not re-recording.
I'm just happy you didn't mean you.
Yeah.
I'm happy we managed to get.
We have this. We have
audio.
this. This is
I
live.
thought
Well,
you meant
can
the
you-
audio.
I don't know what's happening.
Sorry, I thought you said Emma Muffins is here. I don't see anyone here.
You're here, Muffins. You're here.
Oh, let me leave. I gotta go to the
Okay, get out of
taco
here.
truck and buy tacos.
Okay.
I thought he'd never leave.
Oh, hi, MM.
I am a Muffins.
Hello, dears.
I had to ask you a question. Naps were a big subject.
Yes, naps.
Now, do you take naps? How is the best way to take a nap? What is your nap advice?
Well, not much advice to taking a nap, is there? You've just got to lie down wherever you like, spread some balm on any nearby pillows, and have your way with it.
Oh boy.
That's
now,
gross.
This week that we just saw was the fantasy suite. So the
yes,
the
getting
Bachelor had
intimate they
sex
were.
with 3 women.
Yes.
Do you have any? I hesitate to ask you this, but any lovemaking tips? Any love tips? You've been around.
Dear. It's getting quite intimate on this podcast today, isn't it? I'll tell you what you've got to do. Spread marmalade all over your genitals. That'll give you the punch you need.
It'll
to
be
have the
sticky.
stickiest, most lovely love-making of your life.
Oh.
I'll tell you one thing. Me and me husband Arnold, we had mom
You're
sex
married?
every day. We did. Oh, love, I miss him so. He died years ago.
Oh, and Arnold Muffins is in the
Okay,
house.
he's been resurrected from the grave.
Hello there. I died because she put marmalade down me throat while I was asleep.
I choked him to death by accident. It's something I've got to live with. But you know what? I don't regret it at all. It was a proper move. He had a sore throat, and Mom is the cure.
And guess what? I've met a new lady in heaven, and she doesn't make me eat Mom.
Okay.
All right, I'm out.
All right, well, I'm going to go dance with me dead husband. Okay, goodbye, everyone.
Emma Muffins and Arnold Muffins, Matt Roloff, and Benoit. Thanks for coming on the pod.
Wow, first time all three of them have ever been on the same podcast.
And first time there were props.
First time there were wigs. Yeah, bummer about the video, but guess what? You can actually see that part of the video.
The whole part
That's cool.
with them
Yeah.
on
Oh yeah,
everything.
yeah.
That's very important.
We've been
Yeah.
rolling on that for a bit.
Shout out, Aaron again, one time. Sarah, we
Thank
got any
you.
gossip?
I kind of spread it through the conversation.
Yeah.
My biggest gossip, I guess, is that I heard Chris Harrison sleeps with a bunch of women, but I don't necessarily believe that gossip.
There was that rumor that, well, it's not a rumor. Caitlyn tweeted that she wasn't allowed by Bachelor producer Mike Fleiss to appear on Dancing with the Stars after her season. They didn't let her, apparently.
Weird.
Why not?
Why?
I don't fucking know.
I've never
be?
seen a
That's
woman.
bizarre.
I've never seen a bachelorette be on Dancing
Yeah,
with the
me
Stars.
neither. Was there one? No, yeah.
Is there some sexism going on here, Bachelor
Perhaps.
Nation?
Is there?
Perhaps there
Chime
is.
in. Let us know.
Chime in. Melissa.
Shit, dude. Well,
Well, that's it. We're only a
think
week
that's
away
it.
from the finale, right?
I would like to know of our viewers. Tweet at us, please, or send us emails about any traditions you have for your Bachelor finales, and maybe we'll take some on in our different cities that we're currently in. And
Yeah,
Maybe
you
we'll
can-
crash your party like they do in the show, and it won't be as impactful. But if you
Or
and your friends
as
listen to the
obvious.
pod, we're kind of celebrities in your mind, so that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
yeah, it was very obvious with those crashing of parties that they told people they were going to be
Oh
there.
yeah,
No one buys Nick balloons and puts them up. Come on.
yeah. That part frustrates me because it has the potential to be a lot of fun, but you know that it's all either they tell them straight up you're gonna have a special guest, or they'll be like you're one of 20 parties that we might come visit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
think it's more likely that.
Yeah, so that's kind of shit, but whatever. The bloopers made up for it. All in all, it was a decent episode, a decent week. Am I looking forward to the finale? Not really. It's another 3 goddamn hours.
Yeah.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. The ending of the show is always the worst. Give me the
Always.
first 4 weeks over and over and over again. Sarah mentioned this. Are You the One? It's an MTV show that's
Yeah.
like basically like Bachelor in Paradise meets like
Survivor.
Survivor meets Mastermind, the board game. It's
cool.
it's cool. The love part of it is so funny because like it's not necessary, but the game part of it is crazy, and it's like I'm constantly frustrated that they're not playing the game more.
Yeah,
But they think they are, but they're not. And anyways,
because the idea is that they've
it's interesting.
gone
Check it
through
out.
this algorithm and they found these people their perfect match, but they haven't told them who that is. But they are like there's a perfect match. There's men and women, and they each have a perfect match in the opposite sex. And
They got to figure it out.
they have to figure it out, and they have to go to like the truth booth, and if they're a match, it'll tell you, and then you know one of the perfect matches. But it's just a bunch of people. Also, the thing is that they say that they are really bad at relationships. So it's all these people constantly having sex, constantly screwing each other over, and it's like it muddles the gameplay a lot.
Oh, very much so. And like, and they split $1 million like 22 ways if they win.
Ooh.
But they already like lost half their money, and like the first couple they found out, like I'm not gonna tell you who it was just in case you watch it, but the first couple that they found when they found out they were the perfect match, that night that guy went and had sex with someone else.
That sounds like my kind of show.
Yeah,
it is. If you like the drama, it's a wild show. It's an MTV show, so it's obviously very different than The Bachelor, but
very
like,
produced.
But and that's the part I'm not wild about. But overall, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Andy was so against it when we first started watching. But then once the gameplay started, he was like, "Oh, well, they should be doing this."
Man, Andy's a gamer, man. He likes the game.
Yeah, I like the
Likes
game.
the game aspect. I'll just do a quick shout out because they shouted us out. The Mike on Much podcast. If you're
nice.
Canadian, you know Much Music. This is sort of their flagship podcast. They've been starting to talk about Bachelor at the end of each episode. But if you like interviews with musicians and celebrities, check it out. And I might go on it next week to talk about Bachelor.
Nice.
So
Well, let us know and when you're there, and we can tweet
it's
a link and all that
by
kind of
a
stuff.
dude named Mike, and the lead singer of the Arkells, a band from Hamilton, Ontario, is on it, and this other guy, Shane.
Also, I'll plug my new I just put podcast together and said pass. My new podcast coming up called Dancing with the Comedians, and it's about dancing with the stars. So, saying after the show we do, but we thought, why not talk about Dancing with the Stars?
Why not?
Turn it into a franchise, man. Multifaceted multimedia experience.
It'll be with Anessa Fantowski and probably Mr. Andy Pants here, and it'll be a bit of a hoot.
Great.
How much time you guys got left in your LA journey? What
3
point of the
months.
trip are we on here? So
We're-
it's March. So you're coming back
We're
May,
1
right?
month deep. Yeah,
We're coming back
in
at the end of May, beginning of June.
Man, it's only been a month? Wow.
Yeah.
Feels a lot longer. Crazy.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, well.
I'm satisfied with that.
Yeah, that's
Me too.
great.
Hopefully everyone else was. We'll see you guys next week for the finale.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening. Bye. If you want to contact us, you can reach out to us on social media. We're at The Bachelor Pod on Twitter, and individually, we're at Andy Holbone.
At Glenn McCauley.
At Olivia McCauley.
At the Sarah Hillier, that's at sign THESARAHHILIER.
If you want to support the show directly, you can go to patreon.com/thebachelorpod and donate there. Otherwise, we're thebachelorpod@gmail.com for an email, and thebachelorpod.ca. That's our website.